guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my girlfriend Aurora, and we are going to be watching episode 6 of The Haunting of Bly Manor. So let's go over what happened last episode. Last episode might have been actually my favorite episode of the season. We have been asking so many questions about Mrs. Groves, her backstory, what her deal was she dead, was she alive, and we finally got the concrete answer for that last episode. So she is dead. We don't know really when in the timeline she was killed. I don't know if at the moment that Miles / Peter killed her, I don't know if that was just her realization that she was dead, or if that was when she actually died.
I think that actually, just a thought, maybe that was when she died, because she was wearing the same exact outfit, and then all of a sudden it transitioned to her looking down into the well. Obviously, like, maybe her spirit just, like, came back up, and then,
Or she was just remembering that moment, because the whole episode was about remembering and memories. Yeah. So that could have just been a flashback, where she was just remembering. And so at that moment, that's crazy that was the moment that she literally realized that she was dead. Because that was right before she met Danny. Like, imagine having to meet someone for the first time with that knowledge. Like, how do you deal with that? And that crack in the wall, you know, now there's context. Meaning for it, there's context. She kept seeing it because it was all leading her to that moment down in the well. So it was kind of like a paradox. She didn't, you know, I don't know if it's going to be interesting to see how she behaves in this episode. Is she just going to know that she's dead, or does she keep on forgetting? Is this just like a continuous thing that keeps happening, or no, because it happened so recently, you know?
I feel like she had to go through the lapse of every single memory to truly understand that she was dead. Yeah. I don't know if she, like, just kept forgetting, or if she just didn't know.
I don't think she realized.
Because, like, the crack in the wall has been prominent since the beginning, and she was always just like to Jamie, oh, you have to go fix that. But now, when she dies, she literally, the last thing she sees is the crack in the well.
Yeah. And Owen was that projection in her mind, and Owen was able to realize what was going on. So that's the reason why he was talking to her. It was almost just like her mind talking back to her. It wasn't really Owen in a memory.
Because at the end, it was what he was repeating to her before,
that's
like her name,
it wasn't
really, what year it is.
It wasn't really
Owen.
An authentic memory. Because it kept on changing every single time. Like, we saw a violent one, he got a little bit more aggressive. So, I don't think
it was just like her conscience.
Yeah.
Like, you know, trying to help her remember.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah,
that's where we're at.
That's basically where we're at in terms of that. It was a very Mrs. Groves centric episode. Maybe this will be an Owen centric episode, because I don't think that he's dead. The evidence for that being that he picked up Danny outside of London. We don't really know where Bly Manor is. I only started to think about that last episode.
Yeah.
We really don't know where it is now that we're thinking about it, because Owen, for the most part, said it was its own little town, its own little area, and that it was very unique. I mean, that's really all we know. Maybe it doesn't exist at all. Maybe it's just somewhere, it's like a void, where people from the outside world don't know about it, you know? Maybe that's why the uncle doesn't want to go there.
Yeah, I forgot all about him, if I'm being honest.
Because
I know last episode we saw some, but, like, maybe he doesn't want to go there for the reason that he knows everyone's freaking dead.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's not dead.
Definitely curious about the uncle. Want to see what his fucking deal is. So yeah, if that's it, I kind of want to dive right into it.
Let's do this shit.
So without further ado, let's get into episode 6. Is that Peter?
It looks like Peter. Looks like his hair.
Scotch or bourbon tonight? Scotch it is.
Yeah, so he's a ghost. So he can travel off the premises.
If that's the case, then... Premises. It's okay. I think it's premises.
Premises, yeah.
If that's the case, then what's stopping her from going to Paris? Hannah?
That's true. Well, maybe they can't. Maybe they could just, like, I don't know.
Hello? We have another dead man?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I thought I'd bring you some coffee. Cheers.
I could go.
I'm not domestic coffee either.
Making awful coffee by yourself. just to come say hi at 6 in the morning for no particular reason. Poppins, you flirt.
Fine. I don't like the way we left it.
Good. Talk about it.
And how did we leave it?
I wanted to start doing something right. So I thought I'd start with coffee.
Awful coffee.
Awful
You sure
coffee.
about that?
Gotta keep things proper boring, haven't we? Flora?
Oh, that scared me.
I'm Flora.
Oh shit. This is when she was little.
So the lady that like aged with them, you think?
For God's sake.
It's not Miles. It's not. It's... Uncle Henry?
Hello, Flora. Nice.
Yo,
What
What
the
if-
fuck?
In one of the guest rooms.
what if
And I was just
Flora
saying
is
good
Henry's
morning
kid?
just now.
Yes.
And I just heard you say there was someone in your room.
That would be bad, because we don't know how long they've been having an affair. Right? I mean, we're supposed to assume.
This is strange. I suppose it's because I'm too old. I feel like I should be littler.
You should be 5 years old, in fact. You were 5 years old when this happened.
So, why aren't I 5 years old?
What?
You know why, don't you?
Because this is a memory.
That's right.
Maybe she's
And
dreaming.
touch way again in another memory.
You just nodded off there. You just, what happened?
I don't know. Sorry.
Now I'm just thinking that everybody's dead.
Having a bit of a moment.
I don't think that the kids.
I don't think the kids are dead, though.
Yeah.
So that was just a memory?
You were
I
talking.
think it was just a dream.
You were,
I think she
talking
has
at
like
the wall.
PTSD.
Uncle Henry's on the phone.
What? Why are you calling? I was looking for you.
Well, I've answered my own question.
How do you do that to your brother?
Safe travels. Might as well come in. We decided on scotch and bourbon tonight.
So this is just his imagination?
Well, yeah, alter ego. There's a little boy. Interesting.
Interesting that the little boy doesn't have a face.
I thought that it
Woman
was
of the
the,
lake was.
she didn't have a face either.
Yeah.
But this one, special. Wow, that's beautiful.
Some moonflowers.
It's a moonflower.
Wow, look at you, Gaia.
But it had to grow in England. This plant only blooms 2 months a year. Its flowers will be dead by morning. And tomorrow night, new buds will bloom and then they'll die.
I would love to be a gardener.
That's a lot of work for a flower that only blooms once.
It's what people feel like to me. Exhaustive effort, very little show for it. So I figured I'd save you some effort. Mum was Louise. Dad was Dennis. Dennis met Louise when she was 18. Dad starts working in a coal mine. It's more money. Louise is home with the kids. She's basically a kid herself. So one day there's an accident. Special services gets involved and we split up. Left for London pretty soon after that. I ended up serving a couple of years. And it's there I start gardening. And it's so clear then how people aren't worth it, but plants. You pour your love and your effort into them. And you see where it goes. Everyone is exhaustive. Sometimes someone like this moonflower just might be worth the effort. Humans are organic. It's a fact. We're meant to die. We leave more life behind to take our place.
We're both just like,
That was very, very cute.
I really like that scene. Like a lot.
Me too.
What are we going to do about this?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's like he's always been tormented by himself.
One more piece in the car.
Because he knows what he's doing is wrong or something.
Darling, look what your brother's brought.
It's terrific.
He definitely knows.
I'm sorry I can't make the birthday party. You know how it is.
He totally knows.
Well, he got the vibe when he was just calling the house.
Phone call, yeah.
Not very subtle at all.
Has he confronted her yet? I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
Maybe they went on a trip to try to like mend things.
All three of them went.
All three of them went on the trip? Yeah. Yeah. That's weird. Like, why would you go on a trip with
your brother and your wife?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Especially if you had a whiff of what was going down between your wife and your brother.
Flora's birthday. She was so early. She wasn't nearly as small as I expected.
She was pregnant before.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's not his kid.
Yeah.
It's Henry's.
Took me 6 years to do the math. Do you love him?
That's so sad, because it's like...
The au pair could not remember the last time
I know
she
it's sad, but I got excited.
and she thought perhaps she never had.
Continue your thought.
I was just saying it's sad because he didn't have like an aggressive reaction and that almost made it worse.
Yeah, I know.
What is that? Burns?
It looks like a burn. I think that they like...
Smash. Definitely.
I'm terribly sorry for the trouble. I was just going on a walk. I didn't mean to alarm you.
Do you think that,
Let's get some breakfast,
you know
shall we?
how
I'm positively famished.
Miles has Peter in him?
Yeah.
Do you think that she keeps touching her? What's her name? Rebecca keeps touching Flora
That's a
and
good
going
theory.
inside of her?
That would be fucking weird though. Because her and Peter had a relationship and that's like
Sorry,
Yeah, but I don't think that they're
Miss
like...
Clayton called.
No, I know, but I'm just
I
saying.
think maybe you should.
Is anyone hurt? I'm unavailable unless someone is hurt.
I don't think he wants to go back to the house because he's reminded of whatever happened. I mean, we don't even know what
Damn
happened.
it. You're banished, little brother. You don't have a brother anymore. Just yourself. And yourself, Henry. He's an evil shit. Grotesque little demon, isn't
That's
he?
why he always has the other...
Visions of himself,
I pity you.
His evil
giving him
self.
guilt.
You have to live with yourself.
Literally. So he's not dead, it's quite the opposite. He literally has to live with that version of himself.
Yeah.
Which is, in some ways, his real self.
We're leaving tonight. India. For a few weeks. We're tracing our honeymoon.
So how did he end up going with them?
I see.
I wanted to say goodbye.
Charlotte.
I mean it. I'm going to make this work.
I love you, Charlotte.
It is really messy. I just don't know how you could do that to like your brother.
Or your husband.
No, I know, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a deeper sting.
I don't know about that. Sometimes you feel more connected to somebody who isn't blood related.
Yeah, I don't know their relationship beforehand.
Come on, there's nothing to be afraid of. You know who it is. It's the British consulate in India. No, there's been an accident.
Maybe he didn't go on the trip with them and he just disappeared when they disappeared.
Why is that grin is so creepy?
Hello. What sort of an accident? You're mistaken.
Was it like his first time?
Yeah, because he probably blames himself because they wouldn't have had to go on the trip in the first place if their marriage wasn't in a bad place.
When she picked up the phone, her little voice saying,
Poor residents.
That's so sad.
I have a terrible feeling. Oh, that settles it. So you'll go to Bly then. They'll be so happy to see you. And maybe you can tell those little kids to their faces exactly how their parents died. Why they were taking that trip in the first place.
I want to know how they died.
Me too.
Oh, I hate that so much.
There you are. Don't be scared. Try this.
It's like the episode of The Office.
It's creepy as hell.
I've done it again, haven't I? We're tucked away again in another memory. The night I gave you a new face. I was only just 5 years old, wasn't I? Why do you keep pushing me aside, Miss Jessel?
Miss Jessel.
Well, she keeps seeing her.
What are you doing to me?
Flora?
See, they let themselves be seen to who they want. You know what I mean?
Well, this is awkward.
See what I said? She freaking did that shit. She went and
They're using these poor kids. These poor freaking
What do they
kids.
want from Danny?
Where are you?
I do not know. That is not Flora.
Sorry.
No! Why? Like, clearly there's unfinished business with Jessel and Peter. Like, we know that. We know that they left on not the best terms. They didn't have the best relationship. And well, we don't know how Jessel died. But there's mystery surrounding both of their deaths. Like, they don't know how each other died. Maybe Jessel knows now how Peter died, and maybe Peter knows how Jessel died because they're in the afterlife, but we don't know how Jessel died. So maybe there's some unfinished business there. That's the only reason I could think of them using the kids' physical bodies to manipulate.
But why are they?
Why?
But they're using their bodies to do something with Danny. What do they want from Danny?
I don't know what they want from Danny.
Like, is it because Danny is like very connected, maybe in a sense, to like the afterlife? I don't know.
It's not even the afterlife though, because I think she's just haunted by. Well, in Henry's case, Henry Wingrave, he's haunted by a vision of himself, right? Because he blames himself, at least I'm assuming, for, like, he didn't directly cause it, but he indirectly caused it. So he was blaming himself for that.
It's the reason why they went on the trip.
Right. Whereas Danny is seeing, Edmund. She's seeing him because she blames herself directly for his death.
Yeah.
So, like, she's seeing visions of him.
But I just don't know what they would want from her. Like, I don't... Like I was saying, too, before, like, they only let themselves be seen to the people that they want to be seen by. Also, how did Peter drain his accounts if he died? Did he drain them before he died?
Ooh, that's a good point. I guess he drained them before. Or maybe after.
It's when he left the room, he's like, I gotta go to the bank. And then when he was walking out, that's when he died.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know. He would need to have a physical body to go do that. And he was doing that to poor Miles and Flora. Can we talk about that? Because the entire show, we were on the right track too with the perfectly splendid thing and how Jessel said that. We were on the right track, and we basically called it. So we know that they're doing it, we just don't know why.
Do you think that every time that Flora goes into one of her memories or trance or whatever, she can't remember it the same way Miles thinks that he's having strange dreams because they're, like, possessed by, like, they're taken over by, like, Jessel or Peter at that time, and that's why she's been having such strange dreams and memories.
Maybe they're going into their bodies because that's the only way that they could really remember and experience memories. Jessel and Peter, like, they can't. This is just my theory. They can't experience memories on their own or thoughts on their own, so they need to kind of take the minds of these two young kids, and then when they do that, these two kids go into their own versions of their own memories where they don't want to exist in. Like, they want to just be normal and have dreams and not be forced to, you know, remember all this shit. But while their mind is being taken up by Peter and Jessel, respectively, they're going into, like, their own traumatic memories. Which is fucking shitty to do to these kids. If that is the case, that is so selfish, and they never truly cared about the kids. I can't even... why would Jessel do that if she truly cared about the kids? Do you think it was a plot from the beginning?
No, I think she was just very manipulated by Peter. I don't really know what the whole use for Danny is. Maybe they're upset that there's a new person in the house and Jessel was replaced.
Yeah, I don't know, though. It seemed like... I would have to go back and watch it now with the knowledge that they keep going into their bodies, because I want to know when it's Jessel and when it's Flora and when it's Miles and when it's Peter, because that would be really interesting in what they did, what their actions were.
Well, I feel like we know a little bit of when it's Peter for Miles.
Oh, definitely.
Like, we know that. I just don't know if we've seen Flora as other than this last, like, minute. Because,
yeah, but even she was acting, remember when she got the fever?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And she wasn't feeling good? So in the case of Mrs. Gross, she's dead. She's reliving her memories.
Yep.
But then so are Flora and Miles. They're not really dead, but they're unconscious. Is that, like, akin to being dead to Jessel and Peter?
Listen, I think it's kind of like I have dreams of my memories sometimes, like you just relive stuff in your head when you're sleeping.
Not as vividly as they're doing, though.
Yeah, but also, like, that could definitely be, like, just a dream thing. But I don't think that they're dead. I think the only time they can relive that is when they are taking over. Because Peter, when he went into Miles and then he went before Danny, he was like, Miss Gross, I'm having, like, really strange dreams, like, I don't even know what just happened, like, how'd I get out here?
Yeah.
So, like, they don't remember them.
And Jessel didn't know that Peter was taking over Miles' body. So maybe they don't know. Maybe they haven't interacted in the afterlife then, because they don't even know how each other died, I don't think.
Well, then, when Danny saw both of them, Peter was down the hall and Jessel was right behind her.
That was the first moment, I think, that they realized. Yeah, because did you see Jessel's face? She looked like that was the first time she was seeing him.
So maybe. Did they make any comment about Miles and Peter?
What do you mean?
Like, about, like, when Jessel was there? Because she didn't know. Because Flora was like, Miles has been acting really strange. Like, he's perfectly spending when he isn't.
That's what I'm saying. That was the first moment that Jessel was like, what the fuck? And then she walked outside and she was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but why would she go into Flora?
So that she could, I don't know. So that's my question, because I'm like, why, if Jessel cared about these kids, she would know that doing that is fucked up.
And then Miles, it was really Peter, hit her over the head.
Yeah, I think the answer lies in how Jessel died, maybe. The circumstances, we still don't know that.
We've learned, like, everyone's death almost.
Except for Jessel, which I think is the most important one, because knowing how she died might give us a little bit of closure as to maybe why she's doing this to these poor kids. Like, maybe there was just some unfinished business there. I think it is because of that. They just want to relive their memories, and they're kind of... The only way to do that is through a conscious, live body. So maybe that's why. But then the main question is that I think both of us have right now is, why are they doing that to Danny? Is it just everybody that comes into the house has this fate?
They said romances don't fare well.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's that simple. That's so stupid. That's such a stupid plot. Like, that's like American Horror Story Murder House.
If we're thinking that they have to go into a live body, then what about Miss Gross? Like what you were saying, she fully has her own memories and relives them.
Because she's dead.
Yeah, but so are Peter and Jessel.
Yeah.
So they really shouldn't need a body to do that.
Maybe it's how they were killed.
Maybe they're like, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know
That's
what that would
question.
be for Peter, though. Like, Peter was killed by Lady of the Lake.
Who is already a spirit, and we don't know what she even is. We don't know what this boy is.
We don't know
if this boy is the child of the Lady in the Lake. Who is the Lady of the Lake?
Yeah, what's her story? You know, like, why is she
What's her story?
Why is she haunting?
The only thing we really got this episode was confirmation that Jessel is going into Flora, and Jessel didn't realize that Peter was doing the same to Miles, but now she realizes that.
Do you think?
And Danny saw Jessel.
She did. That's why I was saying.
That's huge.
Like, when no one saw Miss Gross for the whole freaking day, she probably didn't want to be seen.
She can control.
They can control it. Just like she did never see Peter, except for like those quick instances. But he's definitely been around more.
Yeah.
And she can see him.
Damn, I feel bad for the kids then, and I feel bad for Danny.
I feel really bad for Danny
and
too.
And Owen.
And Jamie, like, literally left.
And Jamie, yeah. We got a little bit more of her backstory.
Yeah, that was really sad, her backstory. Really sad.
And the fact that, like, Danny's the only person that she can really tolerate and that she wants to tolerate. Oh, that's really sad. Maybe, well, Jamie said that did she live on the grounds?
She lived above the pub.
Above the pub that is on the ground.
But it's not on...
It's in Bly.
Yeah, but this is Bly Manor. It's not like...
Yeah, but Bly is the town, and the town is sus. So she lives in the town.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the grounds or the full town. Like the house grounds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the fenced-in area.
That's what I'm saying. If she lives outside of the grounds, if she's not influenced by this house who tries to lure people to their deaths, maybe she'll get Danny out of there before they...
House.
It's literally Monster House. Before they realize that shit is up, maybe Jamie will take Danny out of there.
Well, I hope Danny gets out of the situation she's in right now. Before that even happens.
Well, yeah, the immediate situation that she's in. Why would they be knocking her out? Maybe that's the same thing that they did to Jessel with the... Remember we thought that the woman in the basement was Miss Jessel? But now we actually realize that it was the attic? Yeah. Where were they just now? In the attic.
Oh, we used to watch.
Or maybe that was Danny.
I don't think that was Danny. It didn't have like a real face, no?
We didn't see it because it was blurred in the background.
If Danny dies,
this is all for shit.
I'm just not gonna watch.
Well, I don't think she's gonna die before the end of the show. If anything, it'll be like we didn't know that she was dead. Like Violet from American Horror Story.
Yeah, that was sad too.
It was really sad, but it was like a good reveal because it was like, well, she was dead the whole time. I don't think that they'll do that though.
I feel like this was just, it wasn't a very informative episode, but like we got still a little more. We're still getting the pieces together, just a little bit more. I just feel like nothing is gonna top the last episode. Like
my theories are, Danny was the woman that was calling out her throat that had the raspy voice in the basement with Flora. Okay, I'm sorry, my camera ran out of storage, so we're just gonna wrap up my thoughts on here. Basically, what I was saying was, I think that in the basement, I don't know when the camera cut out, in the basement, or in the attic, that one scene that we saw of Flora, where she was with the music box and everything, the only other time we've seen that music box really was when Peter and Jessel were having their moment with the fur coat and everything, whining and dining each other, and there was the music note there. So, yeah, that's a correlation. Jessel was in Flora's body when that was happening, and for some reason there was a body behind there that was like choking on itself. I have no idea who that was, but that could have been a foreshadow, because this show is like programming us to not really look at everything linearly. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but do you think that being, whatever that was like the lady in the lake before it started to like haunt people, maybe? Like it was just like how it died?
It could be, but also
like
it could just be the lady in the lake was always there, because this house is so old, there's histories.
But also it was humming the song that Flora was humming, and we've never heard them listen to...
Was it from the music box?
Yes. Flora was humming it, and then she was like, be quiet, and then it stopped humming with her, because Flora was humming in that episode, and that's when it joined in. So, and we've never seen Danny like listen to that song before, so it definitely had to have been Jessel too, though, because she was like the mom, but we don't even know where the mom is. We don't know where the mom
is, but there has been a lot of imagery, or just like I don't know how to put two and two together, but there are like bits and pieces where I'm like, okay, there's something with Jessel and the mom. Maybe, because Jessel also wore the fur coat that belonged to the mom.
I know, because Peter stole it, like from the wardrobe, and gave it to her.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's Danny that's that thing.
Do you think it was the mom?
What if the mom, like...
I don't think Jessel killed the mom. They were in India. But their bodies weren't found, so maybe they said they were going to India and they really just secretly came back because they wanted to live their life without Henry knowing? Because he said, you're banished from this house.
No, because then the kids wouldn't probably be so traumatized. Do you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't have to grow up without
What kind of death could you have where no bodies are recovered? Unless they ran away and the bodies weren't found and they disappeared. But they said it was an accident. That's what the call was from India.
But we still don't even know what the accident was.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's Danny up there. It's a good theory. I'm thinking of the pieces to it, and like that little song that I was singing, it couldn't have been Danny unless Danny ever opened up the box and fully like remembered that tune. Because I remember the mom used to like sing it with the girls too, no? Yeah. With just Florinoth girls.
Yeah.
So.
I think so.
I think it might be the mom. Maybe the parents ran away. You're right. Maybe about that.
The parents could have ran away. They're just looking for a new life.
Or
why would
maybe
they do that to their
died
kids?
And they couldn't find the mom.
Maybe. Because we've only really seen like a female figure in that case. I can't imagine they would do that to their kids though.
Maybe his body really was like not recovered. Like, they could have been in a fire or something.
Yeah.
And, like, it just, like, went up.
They said it was an accident, so I can't imagine that they would have said they disappeared if they disappeared. Not that it was an accident. So, we could theorize, or we could just watch the next episode. Any thoughts, any predictions before we get into it?
I don't know. I don't really know what to make of this, other than, like, I want to ask what the hell's going to go on with Danny, and why would they knock her out if they weren't going to use her for something?
Yeah, so, they're going to use her body.
Like, are they going to feed it to the Lady of the Lake as a sacrifice to get their own bodies back? Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah. They need like, a physical body for some reason. I want to watch the next episode, so we're going to shut up, get into the next episode. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other reactions if you have not already, and we will see you guys for episode 7. All right, bye guys.